Hello, welcome to the climb to 1800. I believe it is day 60, and also thank you for 700 subscribers. We're closing in on 1000, and let's jump into the game. Today I am playing a 15-minute and 10-second increment game again because 10-second game was crazy fast yesterday, and wow, looks like we are almost the exact same scores as our opponent. 1556 versus 1557. I wonder how much good that 1 point of ELO advantage that I have will do me. Opponent plays the English. Okay, but we're not going to fret because we just play the King's Indian and this could transpose. And it looks like it might actually transpose. In fact, it already has. Okay, so he plays the fianchetto variation. I haven't studied the fianchetto variation. I'm going to soon. But I'm going to play all my normal King's Indian stuff before I start thinking, and now I'll start thinking. And immediately, this seems like a game I played a few days ago, or maybe last week, where the light squares are all weakened. So then if I can get rid of my opponent's light squared bishop, then this will be very bad for them. But it's definitely not a given I can do that. I think I'm just going to go knight d7 and push my e-pawn. Don't want to spend too much time in the opening. So going e5 here I think is perfectly justifiable. I can't speak. Justifiable. If he plays d5, he's killed his own light square bishop a little bit. And I don't see any reason not to. I don't really want to play c5 instead because that seems like that seems less confrontational, and I just like the look of e5 better. And generally speaking, if I can play e5 instead of c5, I will. But I'm actually going to study the fianchetto variation of the King's Indian. And by the way, while I'm saying that, I know that this isn't technically the King's Indian. This is the English. So I don't know why I've been saying that. What I meant to say was the fianchetto variation of the English opening. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but I'm going to study this opening. Although I don't believe that e3 is right. Although I could be wrong. I'm not totally sure. I do have to study. Okay. So, opponent just castles. I think rook e8 is perfectly reasonable. I don't want to take, because then he takes, and I do not see my follow-up. Actually, maybe... No, I don't see the follow-up. That seems to give him a strong center, so I'm just going to buy some time. And if he takes, we take with the knight. I think. Actually, maybe we take with the pawn. And that deliberation, if you watched the previous game where opponent played an English plus e3, you'll know that I deliberated on taking with the pawn or the knight a while, and eventually I did take with the pawn. So I'll probably do the same if he does capture. He does not do that though. He instead moves his queen. I don't think that there's any idea there. I think it's just a development move. I could try to be a little bit sneaky and move my, actually no, because I'm never actually going to be threatening to win this pawn. Yeah, I don't want to just take, because that seems totally useless. But I'm not seeing any plans right now. I kind of wish I had played knight c6, actually, in hindsight. Even if it would have doubled, I don't think he would have taken. Yeah, I'm actually really wishing I had played knight c6. I think that would have been more accurate, because closing them down the center is definitely to my benefit. And now I'm going to have to think of a plan. I don't think taking would be horrible at all. In fact, if he takes with the knight, that's probably good for me, because I can push c5. Or do any myriad of things. The only issue I'm seeing is he can just take with the pawn. And then his knight is double defended, so I'm not threatening any tactics there. So takes. Suppose I could still play this, but I don't like that. Maybe I just play rook b8 and fianchetto, but that seems so bad. In bullet games, what I like to do in positions like this is I literally just play rook b8 so I can trade off the light squared bishops, but I really don't want to do that because I know it's not right. Actually, I might slide my king over, move my knight out of the way, and play for f5. Is that crazy? I could also... No, I don't want to play knight to h5 because maybe that's more reasonable. I don't think he'd ever push g5 and then I'll move back. I don't think he'd ever push again. Wait a minute, am I trapped after? No, because I can just go back here. So okay, so I've decided now that I want to move my knight out of the way and play f5. Is it more accurate to play knight h5 or move the king and play knight h8, f5 and then move the knight back? My gut tells me that g4 might be more of a threat than I think it is. Yeah, and I think that g4 is an actual threat there, and I don't think that I'm pressed for time at all right now. So I'm going to play king h8, and this might seem like a waiting move to my opponent if he isn't paying super close attention, but this is not a waiting move. I think that this is actually a pretty aggressive move, because again, I'm going to move my knight out of the way and push for it and play for f5. And we're both kind of playing a waiting game right now, so I'm not totally terrified of spending a few tempo on this. Now, if he tries to get something started on the queen side, maybe I'll have to reassess, but I really don't think that I have too much to worry about because I have a lot of defenders on that side of the board. And while he's doing that, I'm going to overrun him. I'm getting less and less scared of the what's it called, of the English now, actually. I used to be terrified of it. If you watched my older games, you'll know that for a fact. But nowadays, even though I haven't studied theory on it yet, I'm getting to it. It's not that scary. Now, I mean, he could just capture with the pawn right now, but then I'd definitely take with the pawn, and I'd still play my plan probably. Okay, so he's being hyper aggressive. I guess he wants this, but I'm not really afraid of that. I guess theoretically I could play a3. I mean a6. But what does that actually stop? I don't think it stops anything. I doubt that he wants to play this, because then that's going to weaken this square. By the way, this pawn is already super weak. Maybe I can take advantage of that. Takes. I don't think that was a good move. I think that was a dopamine move. I could even play a4 or a5 to disrupt it. Then here, and he can't recapture. If I play this and he moves forward, then maybe I am in a little bit of a pickle. Here. Then, yeah, you know what? I'm not afraid of this. I've decided that I'm not afraid of this at all. I'm gonna play my idea. Maybe it is a real threat and I'm underreacting, but if it is, I'm not seeing it. I mean, I'm excited to analyze this after the game, but I really don't think that he has much going for him. Maybe a5 was the correct continuation, but I didn't see what came next after he just pushed with b5. So that's why I didn't play that. Oh, maybe I should have played c6, clamping down on these squares. No, because then he just pushes actually with d5, and yeah, no, I think I made the right decision. And if he captures, I'm still going to take with the pawn, because again, I want to get the ball rolling over here, and he is not afraid. In fact, I think he wants to take there, but that pawn's going to be well defended. I'm just going to play my move, because I've been talking about this for a while. Nothing crazy. It's aggressive, yes, but crazy, I don't think so. And now we have some decent counterplay, I think. But we're going to have to be very careful to not get overrun on the queen side. My light squared bishop is terrible compared to his. And by the way, if he doesn't take, I'm probably just going to push. Okay, he does take. I'm going to take with the pawn. Not going to talk about it for too long because I've been saying I was going to take with the pawn this entire time. Now my plan is to push this at some point to lock out his light squared bishop. And then if he moves this, I mean, I can probably even just trade at some point, but I don't know. My dark squared bishop is pretty strong, but then again, if he moves his knight, I guess his would be too, so I'm not totally sure about that. He could push here. Yeah, he could definitely push e4 himself. I kind of underestimated that, I guess. Okay, but instead he just pins my knight. I don't think that's the strongest move. Because now I think that... Okay, so here's my thought process. This knight is not in any danger, right? It's not going to be pinned by anything. At least I don't believe it is. Sure, he improved his knight, his rook by 1 square, but I think that I take that tempo and I develop. Or I push here. But my fear is pushing here and then he just plays f3 at some point. But actually that wouldn't even be a threat because I can just take, then he has an incredible weakness. Of course, the fear is that I open up my king a lot. So I believe that the correct move to start with is probably bringing my other knight up. Now this knight is double defended. Triple defended, actually. I'll probably want to play c6 at some point, just to blunt this bishop, if I don't play e4, which I, again, probably will end up playing. And my big idea now is e4, knight e5, jumping my knight into f3. Obviously, not blundering the queen in the process. Well, I guess not obviously if you've seen some of my past games, but hopefully not blundering my queen in the process. Yeah, hopefully is the key word. And I'm enjoying this game so far, actually. I like the fact that my opponent is taking some time to think. We're on almost equal time, which means that we're both thinking about this pretty decently. Okay, so obviously the plan there is just to move this pawn 1 square. But I don't think that's a good move because now I can play c3, and c3 is a very strong move right now because it stops this pawn's advance, right? And it cuts out this knight's access to these squares, and he can't push here because then I just take it. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. That would blunder my queen. But if he pushes here, I'm not afraid of that at all. I don't think that there's any danger. I could also just move my queen, but then he still gets this. So I'm going to play c6. Can't rush too fast. That would be bad. I'm a little bit afraid of this move. So maybe actually, no. But I still play this next move. Yeah. Depending on what he does, of course. Yeah. I have to be a little bit careful. It's never too late to blunder. Okay, he does play the move I was a little bit afraid of. But takes, I guess he takes there. Wait a minute. Am I in trouble? If I push here and he takes there, then I just recapture and I think I'm fine. Here. Yeah. And I should be totally fine. Alternatively, I could take there. Then the problem is he pushes, I take, queen take, or this takes, and my rook is hit. It's actually a little bit annoying and his bishop's in the position. A bit too much. No! I didn't mean to do that. I literally didn't mean to do that. I didn't realize I'd clicked on this. Oh. Oh my god. I didn't realize I had clicked on my pawn. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to play e4. Oh gosh. Well, that's unfortunate. It might not be game losing, hopefully, but definitely not great. Yeah, that's not what I intended to do at all. At all. Okay. Well, we're going to have to deal with the cards that were dealt. I don't think taking with the knight was the most accurate thing there, to be honest. I can still play e4. E4. Maybe I just want to move my queen out of the pin, though. I don't know. Maybe I want to move my queen to e7 first, targeting this pawn. And that does look more correct. There's no reason to rush with this. Yeah, I think that targeting that pawn first is probably more correct, strengthening this push too. And getting rid of kind of my only problem. Except that would blunder the immediate fork. So what am I talking about? Okay, I see no problem with just kicking out the knight first before I do anything else. Kick out this knight. Where does it go? It probably just goes right back where it came from. So yeah, I'm just going to kick out the knight. No reason to make things more complicated than they are. Important to note that here it might look like I can't do that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, this all stems from the fact that I didn't mean to play that one move. I can play up here, but if I play up here, I think he definitely... Wait a minute. He takes... Wait a minute, but why would I play up there? That wouldn't even be threatening anything. Dang, I was really screwed over by the mouse slip. Okay, well, I want to move this rook, obviously. Where do I want to move it to? I think I'm going to move it there. Here, then I think he's going to take there. Which forces this. But then I get here, and I have some decent counterplay. I'm not actually afraid of that position. Okay, well, when life gives you lemons, right? This might actually be really bad for me. I'm thinking here. Wait, no, sorry. Here. Then takes. I move this. Then actually no, I think I'm fine, but oh no, I just blundered my queen. Wow, this got so bad so fast. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna resign. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god, that was such a bad game. Yeah, see, this is the mistake. I didn't mean to play this move. I literally meant to play e4. Yeah, and e4 is best. And I guess I'm still worse, but not nearly as much. I literally didn't mean to take this pawn. Ridiculous. Bro, that's insane. That's so annoying. I literally didn't mean to do that. And I get that I blundered my queen after that too, and that's a separate issue, but still, that's so annoying. What did I mess up before that though? Okay, I should not have moved my king out of the way. Should have just taken. Okay. Try to get a bit too fancy. Okay, I really should have just taken. Okay, I should not have played f5. Okay, wow. So this was just a bad game. Yeah, okay, well, but it really fell apart when I literally mouse slipped. Like, not intentional. I swear to you that was not intentional. Okay, well, let's play another one. I don't really want to end on that. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's no way this guy plays with me, but in the chance that he does, I'll play e4. There's no way he plays with me since he's over 2,000. Expecting the... He does play with me. Okay, well, this might be a... Okay, well, Okay, sorry, let me put it back into the video recording mode. Okay, well, I play the Alapin. I'm expecting to get crushed, but this should be a fun game. Or at least a very educational game. Not going to explain too much here because I actually do know a bit of theory. I do know a fair bit of theory here. That being said, he'll probably take me out of it in like 2 moves. Okay. Now there's a bunch of moves you can make, like a lot. But let's see what he does. Okay, this is a cool line. That's actually an inaccuracy, and I'll tell you why. It's because of this continuation. Takes, then e5, I can preserve my extra pawn with b4. And losing my knight to the pin is never actually a threat because I can kick out the bishop. So the move here is actually takes. Expecting e5. Against e5, we play... Oh, he doesn't play e5. That is surprising to me, because otherwise how is he ever going to get this pawn back? I guess he won't. But now I'm not going to give him any mercy, right? Like, I can probably still play b5, but... And I probably should play b5, because otherwise he has a5. And then he can play e4 or e5. Yeah, so I should probably play this. Just because I don't want to allow a5 first. And then I'm just going to try to get... Okay, he plays it anyway, but... Now I have... sorry I'm playing so fast. Okay, he's challenging. I mean, he's chatting me a little bit. Look at him in the chat. He gave a little surprise emoji. What? Why did he resign? What? Maybe he had to go? Maybe he had something to do? I don't know what to say. I mean, obviously, according to the... I mean, he wasn't losing or anything. It was fully equal. I assume he lost, like, he had to do something or go somewhere, or... I really don't know. But yeah, that was a great game for both of us, apparently. Like, I knew my theory. What? I'm so confused. Okay, bishop e3 is also a move, is probably the main move here, but b4 is also fine. I mean, I don't know what to say. Okay, a3 here, though, was not the play. If I would have played a3, would I have been... Okay, if I would have played a3, I would have actually been worse. Oh, I totally missed the fact that he could just take and I can't... No, but I could have recaptured this way. Oh, but then he could have taken here and this pinned. But if he... In this position, I should have... Okay, I should have just pushed the pawn or played bishop b3, but b5 is definitely the better of the two options. Oh, he didn't resign. His account was closed for cheating. Whoa. Whoa. I'm sorry, I know that the UI is messed up here, but wow, he was literally banned mid-game. That's really funny. Okay, well, I'm glad that he was banned, because otherwise I would have gotten destroyed, obviously, because I can't play Stockfish. But at least I knew my theory. At least I didn't have the chance to make a mistake with playing a3. Now I know that move there was b4. Before I go, let me just consider one thing. I was thinking, what happens if in this position he takes with the bishop first? Okay, then I can take... Okay, then I'm slightly better. The move here is... well, I guess there is no move here, but let me run Stockfish on max depth. Okay, the move here seems to be queen takes f3. And then this pawn structure shouldn't be bad since I have an extra pawn for it. And e6, b4. And then if a5 here, I suppose I can do a few different things. Well, he's not actually threatening to take because I can recapture. But what a way to end it. I think that's the first time that my opponent has ever been banned mid-match in my game. So I would play another one, but I mean, I'm at an all-time high rating. Maybe I don't deserve it. In fact, I definitely don't deserve it, but I'll take it. Whatever, I'll take it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Can't believe I blundered my queen, but I swear I was thrown off because of the mouse slip. Anyway, enough excuses. Have a great night.